Hey guys, and welcome to the AFC North predictions. This is the last of the AFC predictions and probably the most anticipated one for me, as this is going to be a really difficult division to predict, and it could go any way imaginable because these teams are all really close and they all hate each other and they always beat up on each other. But yeah, I'm excited to get into it and let's get started. Okay, starting with the Browns. Starting off here with the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys, I'm going to give it to them just because I think the Cowboys are honestly always a really strong team in the beginning and then they always fall off. They always have all this hype and then every year they just let themselves down. So I think it's fair to say the Cowboys will win because I do think the Cowboys are a better team than the Browns. But the Cowboys always choke and the Browns is the Browns. But I'm going to give this one to the Cowboys. Next up, Giants, Browns. I'm going to give it to the Browns. Giants, not high on them this year. I mean, they have some fine players, but like Daniel Jones is horrible, so that's just how it goes with that. Um, for Browns Commanders, this is honestly really tough for me because I'm pretty big on the Commanders, but I'm gonna give it to Browns because I think the Commanders could sneak in the playoffs, but we'll get to that later. But I'm gonna give it to the Browns here. I think Browns are still a better team, still a better roster, but I just don't like Deshaun Watson either. To me, he's the worst quarterback in this division, even with the whole Steelers stuff. I don't think he's good. Browns Eagles, gotta give it to Philly. I could see this being an upset, and honestly, I have the Browns not doing well so far, but hopefully, well, we'll get to that. Um, yeah. Okay, so next up we got Bengals Browns. I'll give it to Browns at home. I feel like I'm gonna give Browns a good streak here because uh, they beat Bengals a lot. This team go back and forth, and same with Ravens. So I mean, we beat each other up in this division, so that's just how it goes. And then, so you could see any of these going either way. Browns, Ravens, Browns. I'll give it to the Browns here because they're hosting, and same with the Bengals game. And then we got Browns, Steelers, which again is a little interesting, but well, first off, let's go here. I'm gonna give them the split with this, and then I'm gonna say Pittsburgh wins away and Browns win away. So then, yeah. So pretty quick one for the Browns there, but like my reasoning is they're gonna go on a streak and then they're gonna I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. You know what? I'm less inclined to give them two. I'm gonna give Baltimore the win over them. So it's gonna be 8-9, which for a lot of Browns fans this is pretty bad. And I understand that, but Browns are just I think I'm just not big on the Browns. I never have been. It's probably biased, but I've just never been. I've been much bigger on these other two teams. So, yes, I don't have them really getting any major upsets. If they were to get an upset, um, I'd say probably this Eagles game or just one of the Ravens games. But yeah, Bengals. Bengals are another interesting team that I'm not sure about either because I said before in a previous video that I think the Bengals are going to um, struggle more than they anticipated just because they have Burrow back. I don't think um, that showed how their team was actually performing. Like even without Burrow, there were still a lot of issues besides the quarterback position that I guess were overshadowed because of Burrow's absence. So yeah. Um, so for week 3, as I already did these in previous videos, these two games, um, I'm going to give it to Washington because, like I said, I was reluctant to make the Browns lose on that one, but I'm gonna give Washington the nod here, and then I think um, I'll give it to Bengals again. So yeah, I already have the Bengals at 7-3 based on all my last game stuff, which is pretty good for them. But Ravens Bengals again, I'm gonna have a split here. Um, we got Bengals. Uh, yeah, let me just split that really quick. Where is it? Here we go. There we are. Yeah, so I have them at 8-4. And Giants. I think this whole division sweeps the Giants. I don't think the Giants are good at all. Um, so yeah. Did I already do? I did. Okay. Yeah, so I have them at 9-4 with all these splits in the divisions. Then we got Eagles, Bengals, Eagles, Bengals again. I'm going to give the nod. I think I'll give it to the Eagles. Um, and then again, another sleep here or another split, and then we'll give it to Cowboys. So that'll be 10-7 for the Bengals, which is still a really solid record, I think. I have them splitting everyone in the AFC North, losing to Bengals. I mean, losing to Cowboys and Eagles, but also I don't really have them upsetting again, which I'm kind of annoyed. I have them getting upset, but I guess some of these divisional games would be upsets. I didn't really talk much about this Tennessee one either, but Tennessee, I'm not high on them. As I said before, another video where I had them going 8-9. But yeah, I think 10-7's pretty, like, it's pretty big on them. But I don't know if I think they can go 10-7. I feel like I want to switch this a little bit. Because I'll be straight up, I think these are going to be the final standings right here, what they are right now. Oh, we'll get to that. Okay. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Falcons. I think Pittsburgh's still a little better than the Falcons here. And you'll see, you have a lot of Pittsburgh here, but when we get down here, you'll see why. So Dallas and Pittsburgh, I'm gonna give Dallas the nod here. Usually these games are really good and can go either way, but I think it's fair to put after they if the Steelers start 4-0, like I wouldn't see them keep up this unless it's like 2020, but hopefully for their sake it's not like 2020 and they don't collapse like that. But yeah, I have them beating Chargers, beating Colts, losing to Cowboys, beating Raiders, beating Jets. Because again, I have Jets 8-1, so not great. Giants, Steelers again. I said I'm gonna have this whole division sweep them. So Steelers are 9-4. I'm gonna have Commanders again. Um, Ravens, Steelers. Um, Ravens, Steelers. Steelers have swept the Ravens every year, but I'm going to give them the away teams because this usually happens. So I think that's fair. And then I think I just give them the Eagles because the Eagles lose in Philadelphia all the time. Every time they lose in Philadelphia, and I don't think they're going to win again. And then I have the splitting all the divisional games, just like, which is kind of boring, except I have the Ravens sweeping the Browns, which is a pretty good thing. But yeah, so I think that's pretty fair here. I have them losing to Chiefs, beating Bengals, because I have the splitting. I could see them flipping, obviously, which games are which. Um, Eagles, no. Commanders again. I have them as my like surprise team. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, Baltimore. So Baltimore again. This is like still the probably the team to beat in the AFC North. But yeah, so I already have them at 8-4. And let's look at this. So um I'm gonna go ahead and say they beat the Cowboys. Because again, the Ravens early season are still like the best team, I think, usually. I had the Bills beating them. Um, Commanders, Ravens. I'm also gonna have the Ravens. Um, then I say they lose the Bucks. Lose the Bucks here because I have them winning 5 straight. And I'm gonna say they beat Giants and lose to Eagles, which rounds them out at 11-6 to win the division. And the difference being that I have them sweeping the Browns, which is honestly the only difference between these teams because you have Steelers, Bengals the same, and then the only difference is Browns didn't sweep everyone. They got swept by the Ravens, and the Ravens swept them. So that's like the main difference in the rankings here. So yeah, I'm gonna have them go 11-6, having some upsets, I'd say. I mean, they're a good enough team where it's not really upsets, but I'm have them getting upset by Philly, and I have Philly 5-0 here, which when we get to that, I don't. We'll see, but I don't. I think they're. I'm not really high on them either, but that division's weird and shaky. They do have easy schedules, so that can be part of it. But yeah, this is going to be the whole um, schedule for the AFC, and I mapped it all out, and that will put the Chiefs at the 1 seed, Texans at 2, Bills at 3, Ravens 4, Steelers 5, Bengals 6, Dolphins 7, which is actually something that I could see that happening. So yeah, you guys for watching, and please let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future. After I finish these NFL predictions, we're done with the AFC now, so we don't have that many videos left. I think only 4. So yeah, please let me know what other content you guys want to see, NFL related or not NFL related. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.